Your Life in Sex Island, Chapter 5, picking up the tab, page 152. We are continuing our examination of our tax system to determine how much taxes of all kinds couples at different income levels actually pay. Clearly, the lemming economy is the American way. Quote, this great wealth-producing machine, unquote, as the professional liars in the think tanks like to call it, wherein 2/3 of the wealth is given to 10% of the people, and the remaining 300 million of us are fighting over the dregs, and the economy goes in great hoops as the over-rich chase one pie in the sky after another, so the economy is like a drunk drinking to puke. And the professional liars just see that we are all wealthy because on average, because if Bill Gates is in the room with 2,000 of us, on average, we are all millionaires. The king's dogs are fat and farting, and their excess food is rotting in their sty, and the peasants are starving. But, on average, we are all getting enough food, and we can all eat cake. Here's from a recent paper, the St. Louis Post-Dispatch, quote, Esterline, an economist at USC, attributes the phenomenon of happiness levels not keeping pace with economic gains to the fact that people's desires and expectations change along with material fortunes. Where an American in 1970 may have dreamed about owning a house, he or she might now dream of owning two. Where people once dreamed of buying a new car, they now dream of buying a luxury bottle. End quote. This guy is an economist, and he doesn't know about the housing crash. It never snows in Camelot. Esterline must be on LSD in Camelot. Esterline gets well paid for building castles in the air in Camelot. Esterline is an economist lying in Camelot. Everyone dreams of two houses while living in refrigerator boxes in Camelot. Everyone dreams of buying a luxury car while living in the wrecked auto down by the railroad tracks in Camelot. If your brain is as twisted as Harry Lauder's walking stick, you can teach at USC in Camelot. Here's another twisted brain 3 days later. Presidential nominee John McCain's super economic advisor, Lord Phil Gramm, says that we are only in a mental recession and that we are a nation of whiners. He was Senator Lord Gramm a little bit ago, when and where he consistently voted for the Second Great Depression. Now he's a-getting it, and he calls it a mental recession. You can call it that if you personally have a mental recession. But he's not a-whining about all the money he stole when he was a senator, a U.S. senator, and then a lobbyist for the rich. No, he didn't really legally steal no money. He just voted lots of money for his friends. Now, you can't really be upset with him for being oblivious and obtuse about the poor. He doesn't know anything about the poor. He's never seen one up close, so he doesn't believe in them, although he does believe in angels, heavens, gods, and Valhallas that he ain't never seen neither. Were he present here, I could tell him about the poor who have no voice, but then I would be advancing the cause of the dumb to the deaf. John McCain also has no idea of what a recession is. He has never done a productive day's work in his entire life. His wife has never done a productive day's work in her entire life. His parents never have done a productive day's work in their entire life. His children have never done a productive day's work in their entire lives. He has never known anyone who has done a productive day's work. Likewise, he and everyone around him always had absolute secure jobs working for the government, so can have no appreciation of what it is like to lose your job. What is work? What is layoff? What is recession? What is depression? What is black hole? What is nanometer? What is calculus? How could he know? Why should he care? He doesn't. Purchase the book now by clicking on the link in the description below.